My friend is breaking up with her boyfriend and wants me to be there. I'm hiding in the trunk.
Hey, babe.
Hey.
Psychotic right now.
I don't know what you mean.
How do you not know what I...
You know how I feel about these songs.
Yeah, but our sex life is boring. I want to try it out. You just go in the back seat.
No.
Come on, I just want to go in the back and cuddle.
Okay, that's not happening. You know what I brought you here for.
The good times we had, like, do you remember the trip to Chicago and, like, when you spilled the drink?
Dear God, help me. I'll keep you updated. Stay tuned. In the trunk, and my friend is getting with her BF. Car is shaking. Please help.
Oh, I love you, babe.
Love you too, babe.
I'll see you.
Bye.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
He caught me in a moment. I was vulnerable.
No. Yes, I'm posting this on TikTok.
No.
I just don't.
Fine. I'll do it. Just tell your TikTokers to get it to 1 million likes, and I'll break up with him next time. For real.
No, you won't.
No, I will.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
Okay, fine. You guys know what to do. I will. We will post soon, right?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Did you have sex with her?
What are you doing? What is that? Turn that off. Because I'm.
Call them.
Where's the other cameras? And then I won't call them.
Want me to show you?
Yeah.
Okay. Look in that stupid tree you keep up all year.
Where?
Shake it. It'll come out.
You're kidding. You're actually a psychopath.
I'll show you where they are if you help me reach 9 million followers.
I don't even have 9 million followers.
Exactly, because your followers are stupid and the people watching this aren't even going to follow you. So they might as well follow me and get me to 9 million, and then you can know where all the cameras are. Beat you. I'm going to hit 9 million first.
I'm going to post the tantrum she threw after this next, but please don't let her hit 9 million before me. I think that would just be really sad. But yeah, stay tuned for more crazy clip. It gets worse.
So what if I start a rumor that you're a pedo?
You're literally going to stoop that low to start a rumor that I'm a pedo? That's not even something you joke about.
Yeah. Well, you broke my heart, so now I'm going to ruin your career.
Okay, first of all, I don't even know, like, I'm not scared because I know that's not going to work. Like, how would you...
How would it not work?
Well, first of all, I'm recording this, so I'm just going to post it so everyone knows that you're lying.
Scared. It's just going to flop like all your other posts. It's going to get 2 views, and then you're going to get embarrassed, and you're going to delete it, so no one will see it. I'm not scared.
Okay, first of all, this is not going to flop.
Yes, it will.
No, it
and
won't.
You know what? I bet if I try hard enough and spread this rumor, I could get someone like Charlie or Addison.
Do you have a Tinder?
Just give me the iPad and I can... Stop! Are you good?
Why do you have a Tinder?
Alright.
What's your name?
What it's like having a crazy ass ex part 2. 1 whole ass year later. I hate you. Okay. I thought you blocked me. I thought I did too. If you miss this WAP, just say that. Keisha, you hit me with a fucking car. I don't miss you. Fuck. She not fucking with me, period. Who, Keisha? What are you talking about? That bad-bodied bitch I be seeing you post. My wife. Yeah, she can have you. Bro, what I guess. Can we do it one more time? You're going to hell? Respectfully.
Hey yo, crazy ex-boyfriend check.
Dude, yeah, you gonna touch me? I'm just
Go! I ain't playing with you. Go!
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? You're on my property.
I'm walking this way.
Go in the house. Go in the house, babe.
I'm fine, just right here.
Man. I know you want to.
Jacob, get off his property.
Dude, you need to leave now. Dude, this is not funny. You think this is a game and you're...
Oh, look at this little slut right here. You send it to your slut
Dude,
sister?
stop!
What are you gonna do about it? You're not gonna do anything.
Get inside! Don't worry about who that is.
I can fucking worry about it if I want to.
And what are you gonna do?
Nothing.
Okay, then shut the fuck up. You ain't nothing, dude.
Yeah.
You're a fucking
Get off
rat
his
to me.
property.
Yeah,
Dude, don't touch me. Dude, don't touch me. Dude, don't touch me.
Don't touch me, bro.
Get in your car and leave.
Yeah?
This is my property, dude.
Yeah? You gonna hit me?
Dude, you need to leave right now.
You just want him to hit you first so you can take it to court.
Right. I know this.
Because you ain't got shit.
I ain't dumb. I went to school. I went to court for some fighting shit, okay?
Yeah?
I know this.
Yeah?
I ain't worried. I ain't scared at all. You're scary, though.
Jacob, I suggest
Yeah,
you
you
back
very
off.
scary, bro. You nervous. I can read it, bro. You are
Your face
nervous.
is twitching. You're scared. So
Shut up, you fucking slut.
Dude, stop
you
the
little
name calling.
fucking bitch.
I'm talking to you.
Now I'm
Stop
talking to you.
to her.
I can fucking talk to her if I want to. What are you gonna do about it?
So my boyfriend at the time had just walked all the way over to my house at fucking 10 p.m. in the middle of December after I told him no, like I can't sneak you over. He showed up, right? We're talking and he's like, sneak me over. I'm like, no, I'm not having you come inside. Like, fuck no. Like I told you couldn't come over, right? So I'm like, okay, you know what? Go home. Bye. And as I'm walking back into my house, he yells my name. He's like, Kayla. I'm like, what? And he's like, can you get me some water? I'm like, okay, sure, I'll be your little maid. Shut the fuck up. You should have brought your own water, dumb fuck, right? So I go inside, I get him water in a plastic cup, and I bring it to him, he drinks it, and I leave it outside, and I'm like, okay, bye, and he leaves. I go back in my room, and I go right the fuck to bed. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I wake up the next morning at 5 a.m. to 30 missed calls, over 100 missed texts, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I start reading them, and he's like, I'm outside your house. And this is all at 3 a.m., part 5. So in 7th grade, we got a new student in, right? And all the girls were simping over him. And I hadn't seen him yet. I have not seen this man at all, right? But I was like, all these girls want him. So, like, maybe I do too. Like, let me snatch this hunk of junk, like, right? So I end up finding his Snapchat and I add him and we're texting. He was, I don't know why everybody was simping over him. He was pretty, whatever. And I was like, you know what? Maybe he has a great personality, right? So we start texting and he asks me out. And I'm like, ooh, right? He's weird. He turns out being a fucking weirdo. Like, this man was weird. Like, y'all can hate on me for talking shit, but he was weird. Anyways, so we're dating and we're like a month in. Even that, like, I don't even know if we were even a month in. And he's like, I want to kiss you. And I'm like, bet. Part 2. So we just got a new kid in school and I hit him up and now we're dating. And we're like a month in, if that. And he's like, I really want to kiss you. And I'm like, say less, like, okay. So I'm like hyping myself up and he's like, can I come over? And he texted me this at 9 o'clock at night in December. And I'm like, no, you cannot come over. And he's like, okay, what if I sneak over? And I'm like, no. Like, I have cameras. I'm not comfortable with that. Like, no, I'm not sneaking you over, right? And he totally ignores me and he's like, okay, I'm on my way. Reminder, this kid lives maybe 15 minutes away by car, so maybe an hour by walk, and it was December, right? So I'm over here thinking, there's no way this kid's fucking serious, right? An hour goes by, he sends me a picture of himself, and he's like, I'm down the road. And I'm like, hold up. Part 3. So it's like 10 o'clock at fucking night, and my boyfriend at the time showed up to my fucking house. In December, he walked to my fucking house. He walked an hour to my house, right? And he texts me, and he's like, all right, I'm by your back door, like, I'm waiting for you. And I'm like, this kid is so fucking stupid. Like, I'm about to get my ass whooped if my dad wakes up, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're fucking dumb. I told you don't come over, and you just fucking walked your happy ass over here in the middle of December to do what? Right? So I go into my sister's room, and I'm like, listen, my boyfriend's here. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I know, right? So I go through the back door, and I see him by my gate, and I'm like, oh, my God, right? And you'll never believe what this kid brought. Take a guess. This motherfucker brought condoms. For what? What do you think we're gonna do? And he's like, yeah, I brought condoms. And I'm like, part 4. So this kid I'm dating at the time literally walks over to my house in the middle of December at like 9 o'clock at night. After I told him no, right? So he shows up at my back gate at like 10 or 11. I don't really know. And I'm like, listen, like, I don't know what you want from me. And he's like, I brought condoms. And I'm like, what do you think's gonna happen? Like, what the fuck? Like, why the fuck would you bring condoms? And he's like, I thought you were sneaking me in your house. And I'm like, are you fucking stupid? I have, like, hold up. There's a camera right there and a camera right there facing the back door. And Mr. Motherfucker can't go through a window because my motherfucking room is on the second floor. So he's like, so did I just walk all this way for nothing? And I'm like, I never told you to walk over here, right? So he's like, okay, well, are you sure? Like, I can't come over. And I'm like, yes, I am fucking sure, right? So then he's like, okay, well, can we kiss, right? And I'm like, okay. So I give him a little, and I'm like, okay, bye. Like, bye, right? Part 5. So my boyfriend at the time had just walked all the way over to my house at fucking 10 p.m. in the middle of December after I told him no, like, I can't sneak you over. He showed up, right? We're talking, and he's like, sneak me over. I'm like, no, I'm not having you come inside. Like, fuck no. Like, I told you couldn't come over, right? So I'm like, okay, you know what? Go home. Bye. And as I'm walking back into my house, he yells my name. He's like, Kayla. I'm like, what? And he's like, can you get me some water? I'm like, okay, sure, I'll be your little maid. Shut the fuck up. You should have brought your own water, dumb fuck, right? So I go inside, I get him water in a plastic cup, and I bring it to him, he drinks it, and I leave it outside, and I'm like, okay, bye, and he leaves. I go back in my room, and I go right the fuck to bed. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I wake up the next morning at 5 a.m. to 30 missed calls, over 100 missed texts. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I start reading them, and he's like, I'm outside your house. And this is all at 3 a.m., part 5. So I wake up at 5 a.m. to hundreds of missed texts and 30 missed calls, and I'm going through them, and he's over here telling me, Kayla, like, I'm back at your house. It's too cold. I just got hyperthermia. Like, I'm coming back to your house. And he sent these messages at 3 a.m., which is when my dad leaves for work. And I'm like, oh my God, like, was he at my house when my dad left for work? And I'm over here freaking the actual fuck out. And I just keep reading his messages. He's like, my phone's about to die. Like, I'm on my way home, blah, 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 right? Also, to make this story 10 times better, like, he snuck out of his own house too. Like, his parents didn't know, right? So it's 5 a.m. and I call him and I'm like, where are you? And he's like, I made it back home. My mom found out that I snuck out. I'm in trouble. And I'm like, okay, well, does she know you came to my house? And he's like, no. I'm like, okay, good. Like, shit. And then my dad texts me and he's like, call me right now. And I'm like, oh my God, you fucking kidding me? So my dad's like, hey, Kayla, call me. And I'm like, fuck. He saw my boyfriend at the time outside of his house. Like, he fucking saw him trying to sneak in. So I'm like, hey, Dad, what's up? He's like, oh, just doing the dishes. And I'm like, I'm so happy, right? So a couple days go by, and he's in the backyard, and he sees the cup I let Casey use when he snuck over. Or not even snuck over, when he fucking came to my house uninvited at fucking like 10 p.m. And he's like, what, why is there a cup out here? And I'm like, oh, I think the dog took it. And he's like, I don't think the dog took it. Like, why is there a plastic cup outside by the gate? And I literally started freaking out. I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't fucking know. And he just forgot about it. And we broke up because he cheated on me. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. Everybody fucking cheats on me. He cheated on me, and we broke up. And to this day, this story is one of my best stories. And it... fucking weirdo.